Hello guys. Always trying to hit that perfect moment. Because to me it looks like I'm live before I actually am to you guys. What's up? It's typical. It's been raining crap weather all day, and now when it's time to stream, now the sun comes around. It's up here. Why don't I see my stream rolling on this on the screen? Hello. Yeah. Oh, we are here. Good. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Is there a bigger delay than usual? Yeah. Okay. Well, it's working anyway. Hey guys. How are you? Jonzuk. I'm wondering if that's a name over here. It's like Jon's UK. But nice, he says. Well, nice. Nice that you're here. Disney Dolby. Yo, my man. Gabriel Chambers. What's up? Mr. Black Fuss. Do you make money from the views you get? One second, I'll get to that. Kalamontan. Hello, Theo. Hello. Pat Gaming Apa Style says, hello to you. Hey Pat. It was it's quite a video you had yesterday. Quite a video. You mean the one where we're just talking? Like thinking out loud, basically? Is that the one you mean? What did you think about it? Why, he says, yo Theo, yo my man. Good to see ya. Sunny Badger, hey Theo. Hello. Yeah, that's the one you meant. Yeah. Would you like more of that? That kind of video, Pat? I'm just thinking out loud. Said quite the video. So, like, what do you think about it? Mr. Blackfuss, do you make money from the views you get? So yeah, you can, as soon as you get. I'm guessing it's the same, because it's the funny thing. I've been monetized technically on this channel for a long time, but there's not been, in binary like that. The channel has been monetized for a long time, but it's not been so much money until more recently. It's not like it's a huge amount now. But basically, when you get 1,000 subscribers, you can become a YouTube partner. So that's when you can put ads on your videos. And then it's like, it's just a flat rate of certain views per ads. You get a certain very small amount, right? And yeah, but you can do that from that point. But of course, if you don't get many views, you don't get much. And then also, then you can receive super chats. So I'll remind you of that. Oh, it's here. That's one way I can make money from my views when you support Uncommon Sense with super chats. But yes, I do get from some of my videos, the most viral one actually gave a little bit of money. It gave me some insight to what like other YouTubers make. But mainly I got an indirect income from this channel, that people find my stuff and become my clients, right? But actually been some actual YouTube money, like also not from super chats, because I think that's what you asked about the views. So yeah, it has. And Pat said that it was pretty nice to hear your thoughts raw like that. Yeah, I thought some people might find it interesting. Kalamontan, ruptured muscle, trapezius neck 1 week ago while chin-ups. Weird muscle to rupture. Can't lift up right arm more than 45 degrees now. Pain, stiff neck, all of that. Ever experienced something similar? So ruptured, what does that mean exactly? Like there's all these, sometimes I think about that, all these words people use for some injury. A strain, or I pulled a muscle, yeah, I had a tear, a rupture. It's like, are these different things? or are they just the same thing? Let's see, what is that specifically? Let me try. Do you know that it's a rupture? Yeah, no, also strain. Like when I Google it, I come to muscle strains, muscle tear. It's like all these words. So, you know, do you know that it's a tear, or did it just cramp up or something? Like generally, I'll see if I can find something here. 1 second. Oh. I haven't had that. If it's an actual rupture, I haven't had that happen, but I've had, when I overtrained, like actually overtrained, my traps would be like this. They're completely rock hard. And having something like this can really, it's like massaging yourself. You know, you lie on this. And on the trap specifically, like you can have just one, and especially you can, I always, when I use this, I start out doing it on the middle, and then I go one side at a time. And what you do also, you push your pelvis up in like a hip thrust. So you put more weight on that point. Then you can also move your arm around. And so I don't know if this is what you should be doing specifically, but because you're asking about the traps, and I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Could be nice. So sometimes when we like pull something, and then a protective mechanism for the body is just to like tense everything up there. Like for instance, so stuff like this helped when I hurt my shoulder the first time I did that. It was completely just contracted like this for days. Then I rolled on my chest like this, and it didn't heal the entire thing, but that like initial response where everything just tensed up was actually permanently improved from that. But so that's all I got for you right now. Mr. Blackfuss says now, nice, I was thinking of becoming a supporter on Patreon. But you mean you won't do that now because, you know, I get some money from the views, or what's the point? Yeah, you know, the Patreon thing, I'm thinking of it, like the Patreon, I don't know if I want to have Patreon specifically, but now it's becoming more and more, there's so many people that want to suggest stuff to me. So for instance, that a kind of raw kind of video when I spoke out loud yesterday is something I'm thinking I could put on something like Patreon, or maybe it's already possible here on YouTube to post like member exclusive content. But yeah, like I always keep posting free stuff on YouTube, but it seems it's going to have to go in the direction to put some stuff in other places, you know. Billion, if you injure yourself, it's over until healed. But it depends on what you mean with over. It might be over with that particular muscle or with a particular movement, but sometimes you can just train around the injury, right? Went to the physiotherapist. He said it was a muskelbristning, so it's a ruptured muscle. Yeah, with a muscle tear would be the exact same thing, right? But okay. He said that. Well, I'm not sure. Blaine says never train traps, makes you look weird and ugly. Just train side delts for shoulders. Dumbest thing I ever heard. Traps are nice. They're cool. But like for someone like myself that has very developed traps, I've never thought much. I started doing a little bit of shrugs at the end of my program, you know, for a month or something, not even less. But I've never, you don't have to think about training traps if you train big movements, big compound movements for the entire body. The traps are gonna be in there a lot. Pat Gaming. So I am 179 centimeters tall and weigh 67 kilos, but have body fat in the range of 21 to 25%. I put on noticeable amount of muscle in 5 months of daily training. I lost 8 kilos simultaneously. I wonder if I should still be in a calorie deficit till I reach a lower body fat. So you're saying you have lost 8 kilos, but you also have put on muscle. If you've lost 8 kilos, you would weigh 59 kilos. 179 centimeters tall. That's crazy. You think you should lose more? Not sure about that. I mean, it's a little hard to tell. This is why so many times I wish I could see what you guys look like, you know, because then you get a lot of information from that. 74 when you started. Okay, so you weigh 67 now. Okay, okay. that would make more sense at least. I understand. Okay. Yeah. So 67 kilos still sounds like quite a low. Honestly, I wonder when was the last time I weighed below 70, you know. Like it's a long time ago. But yeah, man. So you said when you started, you had were in the 20 to 25% body fat, and you lost 8 kilos. But that should mean that you're like 15% body fat or something. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I mean, because honestly, I mean, you have a lot of muscle to put on too, right? So I think I would prioritize that. Like it's a little because what I want, when I give a general advice, if you're like skinny fat, like it sounds like you described, because you didn't weigh all that much, but you're still in a little bit higher body fat percentage, I would go for a recomp initially, just because it's possible, like you have now. Put on noticeable amount of muscle, lost fat. And you know, if you can still do that, sure. But at some point it would stall, and in your case I would definitely focus on putting on muscle then, because that's what's going to make it easier the next time you cut. It was exactly like this for me when I started, trying to cut down or like recomp until I didn't gain any strength and didn't lose any more weight. Past that, bulked for like 4 or 5 months or something, then when I cut it was easier to get it lower. Yeah, but let's move on to the next thing. That was an interesting one. SP, how does it feel to be considered beautiful for a man? You're saying that I am? Because, you know, I'm trying to say this in the right way, that, you know, it's not that I feel bad about my appearance in any way, but my experience is not the one of like, oh, everyone just thinks I'm so beautiful, you know. Like you notice it, that people look at you a lot. I think, you know, when I'm super tan, super blonde, walking around jacked, you know, like people look, but I don't always know if they think I'm beautiful, you know. Like how does it feel to be considered? I mean, let's put it like this: it feels good to feel good about yourself, the way you look. Don't think so much about how others consider it in that way. No, but I mean, I have been meaning to do that video, just like a video like I am Gig Chad, and it's not about me, it's about the experience of like, actually like, yeah, I actually look amazing compared to most people. Oh yeah, I just am way more stronger than most people, like just the experience of that, you know, because it's a good experience. No, I guess it feels good. Oh, Mr. Blackfast says, no, I'm a member now. Okay, great. It was just like the connection there, the first thing you said and what you said then after I answered to you. So you are a member, or are you on the Patreon, you're saying? Yeah, because I would see if you're a member on the channel. I'm thinking, yes, what seems to be, I'll just say that before I go on. Like it's been, people ask me about it, it's something I thought about anyway. The community seems to be like the direction we're going with some things. I'm getting some tips on like different sites I could be on, but it does look like we're moving towards like, apart from the YouTube stuff, more content and an actual community in a place, like behind the paywall, you know. But I'm thinking about doing something before that's set up, because that's probably a bigger project, you know. Maybe just do the member exclusive thing on YouTube for now. Those longer things, like the thing I did yesterday for members. I'm gonna look into it more. You see if I missed something here. No. Diego's different. Morning, but yeah, to you. Here it's 5. Evening, early evening. Kalamontan, have you watched Physical 100, the Korean show on Netflix? 100 people, top of the discipline, compete in different physical competitions until there is only one left. Sounds like a decent competition, but no. Don't really watch TV or Netflix at all. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe, you know, if I was living with a girl, maybe we'd watch some stuff together. But I generally these days watch almost nothing. It was kind of funny when one of one of these memes of me, that it is so annoying still that some people spread pictures of my screen caps without crediting me, and they get like a huge spread, but no link to me. Was still fun though. But so one was the screenshot of a video, "Women who don't want me are insane," and someone commented and said that he looks like he mansplains even the most popular movies or something. And I responded to their comment that, well, I don't really watch movies, but I'm happy to mansplain things. That's kind of what this channel is all about. A man explaining stuff. Mansplaining. Sunny Badger, if you're planning to have a platform with the community tribe feeling, I'd recommend Discord, having a few voice channels for people to talk. You can automate giving access easily. So that's the thing, we have a Discord. It's just that I forget to... I forget, basically. Have I been logged out? No, but because I want to give you that code or like the link immediately. Are you human? No, but the thing about the Discord is that I've said that, look, we can have a Discord, but I want something more official. Like the Discord, I understand that you can have it, but that's just, it doesn't speak to me for what I'm talking about. We can have a Discord, but that's more, that would be, I've already described that the Discord, in my view, if I have a Discord and just sort of get a life of its own, and I can check in from time to time, that's the way I would view a Discord. But I want more of a like, it's a different thing I'm looking for what I was talking about before. What? Okay. these tests to prove you're human, you know, get so strange. And then it says that I have the wrong password anyway. I don't even remember what email I have on this now. So annoying. Well, I think I can find a link to the Discord in another place while I'm not getting in. You know, I linked it at the top of a video. And those links are active like 2 weeks, right? So that should be going still. There we go. Okay. So I posted in chat here. So there we go. Matthew Palmer Jones, greetings. Do you enjoy do dips? Yes. There's a video of me doing ring dips with 10 kilos in my mouth. Like that on this. Yeah, dips are great. ZXXTLZ. Did you paint your hair? Paint it? No. Paint it? You mean if I color it? No. I was born with blonde hair, and in the summer, being in the sun a lot, especially being out sweating, having hair dripping with sweat in the sun makes it even blonder. No, there's no paint in this hair. This is my natural paint with some aid from the sun. Yeah, you lost a lot of fat in 5 months. Pat. Mr. Black was, yes, YouTube takes 30%, so I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I know. No, the whole thing with the stuff that's integrated in YouTube is just that it's convenient, that it's in one place, you know. And the super chats on the stream, right, that pop up right here. So yeah. Like, I mean that a little bit. Like with the super chat and stuff, it can be worth it just because it's simple. But generally, of course, that's why we're even talking about moving it to other places, right? This guy Blin telling Pat that he needs to bulk. And he is 86 kilos at 186 and feels invisible in terms of mass in front of real lifters. It says it's invalid, but I didn't get into Discord. That was my problem. I don't remember what email I had. And I have to verify that I'm a human so that it can tell me that it was the wrong password again. It's a great function that it doesn't check if the password is correct. It forces you to go through this crap before. Yeah, it told me it's wrong again. Can you let me forget my password again? And to do that, I have to prove that I'm a human. See, everyone hates you now because you made me just look at this instead of talking to you. Okay, it's not that email, clearly. Is it this one? You gotta see, you gotta prove that I'm human before I find out. No? Ah, it was the right one, but I have to check my email now. Oh, I saw someone asked about vegan gains. There was a little mistake with that. I'm gonna answer you soon. Oh yeah, I saw now that you became a Patreon member, Mr. Blackfuss. Much appreciated. Yes, there we go. Yes. Technology. The bane of my existence. Okay. There. Invite, come on. Where? Yeah, there we go. Invite link. Now. There you go. Asking about my preference for women. Well, yeah, so about the vegan gains first. Look, I feel like it was him that made a mistake because we were emailing about it and I said sometimes, suggested sometimes, and he was like, oh, that time would work. What was that? Oh, Discord. He was like, oh, that time would work for me. And I was like, oh, great. Well, I guess you send me the link or whatever I need, blah, blah, blah. And then he didn't get back to me. And I just assumed, because we're from different spheres and stuff, and like maybe he changed his mind, you know, and just didn't say anything about it. Because I'm so used to I wouldn't do it like that. I wouldn't just stop responding to someone. You know, I would tell them if I changed my mind. But I noticed that people are kind of like that sometimes. Like, oh no, I changed my mind. I don't even say anything, and because no one will ever know, you know. But then, so I assumed when the day came, I didn't hear from him in days suddenly. I assumed that it wasn't happening. Then, like a few minutes before the time we agreed upon came, now I get an email with a link, and now I can't be there. I go into his YouTube channel on my phone and see that there's a big picture of me and a scheduled live. I'm like, bro, like, should have confirmed. I'm Swedish here. I need to know. Do we do it exactly at this time? Please confirm. I feel like it was him that should have confirmed to me. Like, of course I could have asked, but I don't want to beg to be on Vegan Gains channel. Like, it will be interesting, but you know, I felt like he stopped responding to me. But yeah, we emailed a bit more about it. I asked if we could do it the next day, but he was busy for the rest of the week. So now, like, I'm gonna email him one more time today and ask, like, okay, you know, sorry about the misunderstanding. Can we do it this week? Basically, I would like to, just because I saw they were discussing me in the chat, like, is he really natty? And like, that hair is not natty. And I would love to come on there and tell them, like, my hair is even more natty, if anything, like how that even works, you know. But my hair is natty as in I literally don't use any products for my hair at all, right? And so we will see if it's gonna happen. And guys, gotta talk more in the chat now. Gotta talk. You know, I'm sensing it. It's interesting, even when the channel is bigger, it's always been like this with live streams, that when I start them, after not having done them for a while, there's much more people. And then people kind of fall off. And now when I'm feeling, you know, the live stream might have to become member exclusive or something, you know. That once when I had group coaching calls, I felt like I had to remove these for a while, you know. We'll see. But the point is, you gotta talk to me here, guys. Otherwise, I'll leave. Yeah, SP, what is your preference when it comes to women? Do you find women of other backgrounds attractive, like black or Asian women? So I look, all women I can find like so beautiful, objectively attractive, but it's like, you know, I've never been drawn to like a black woman like that. I just kind of see it as not a possibility of me feeling that, like I could look at any kind of woman and be like, yeah, she's very beautiful, but just not for me, you know. That's kind of how I've always felt. And I find we've talked about that when there's a whole, you know, either the whole diversity side or this super right-wing side. It's like, oh no, keep it pure. Like I get guys telling me that I need to find another Nordic girl and have beautiful Aryan kids or something, you know. And to me, I think you should be somewhere in the between. Like to me, it is kind of strange to like be with someone that's completely different to you. I'm not saying that it's wrong, you know, but like generally. But also, I think it's kind of strange to be looking for someone that's like exactly like you too. That's kind of how all the inbred stuff has started sometimes, right? So I feel someone who's similar enough but different enough. So, you know, it's not, I think the girl I've been involved with throughout these years, she's half Greek and half German, you know. I find that kind of perfect level of, you know, similarity and difference in at once, right? Like, I feel like we're alike enough, but there are some new, exciting elements in there. That's the way I do. Tomcat, you have so much integrity. You are natty as hell, man. Don't even gotta question it. I appreciate that, man. And that's kind of what I feel like. These morons that could think that something else is true, you know. Because I think it should be written over my whole attitude that, of course, I am. It should be obvious that if I wasn't, I would like to tell you guys about that too. That's my entire thing. If I weren't, I won't, but if I ever were to hop on gear, I would have liked to go somewhere where it's legal so I can be completely open about it, you know. Talk about the differences I'm noticing, everything, right? Yeah, no, so I appreciate that. Blin, any comments on Goatis, or is it a no-go topic? No, it's not a no-go topic. I just wanted to, when people started commenting so very much about him on that video, and I had at first been responding to some comments, I felt the need to say like, look, I don't know about all of this now, so I won't be responding to any of this stuff on this video, because it was so much, you know. But it's not that the topic is a no-go in general. Like, I don't know, what should I say, you know, any comments now? Like, yeah, I mean, that entire crowd, it's just, I mean, I keep getting comments on my video here and there, and some of the crowd showing up are just so pathetic. It's sad, you know, because I feel for them, right? I would want them to show them. That's why, honestly, it's so, do you know what my funniest thing about the response from people that are like, goat this fans there, is that in my view, I was so extremely reasonable that I'm even dignifying this stupid fucking video with a response, you know. It's the dumbest message ever in that video. And I'm even actually taking it seriously. Because the way I try to present it, I even told my backstory. And I want to tell these guys, I want to show them, the guys that I know are going to show up, why I do what I do and show the value of it, you know. Instead of even truly arguing about, oh, is it stressful, is it so dangerous, not go too much into it even. But then I get these guys, oh, you didn't respond to any of his points. He made good points at least. And it's like there are timestamp things when I've stopped to think about stuff he said, you know. So yeah, I mean, you got some comments there, I don't know. I don't have any particular thoughts on it now. The American podcasts are going to be busy this weekend with the assassination stuff. Yeah, that was some crazy stuff went down. Did you see that Donald Trump did a seize? He was there like... Pliskin, cultural and spiritual differences play a major role in who you'd be compatible with. Yeah. Haha. Andrew Mueller, that's the funniest thing I ever heard. Theo, I get the impression that you intellectualize too much at times. When you let go of thoughts and trust the universe, you can just do. It's like you're stealing my quote there. I'm like, what is it that I intellectualize so much? You know, give me an example here. Because to just say it like that is not helpful at all. And I often make fun of people being too intellectual. Because, you know, I say often many of these dumb things that people believe into these days, you know, like whatever. People that just buy all the stuff on the mainstream media and stuff, and like many, let me take this example, because feminism and, you know, all their theories about the patriarchy, the structures, and blah, 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 you know, it's funny because you have to be smart enough. I see that I freeze up, my face freezes up a little bit again. I hate this thing, I don't understand it. But you have to be smart enough to grasp these concepts, these frameworks they have come up with. But you have to be stupid enough to be fooled by it still. Do you understand? You have to use your intellect to even be able to get those things. But then you're still too stupid, you know. And the point is kind of like, you know, this meme with the laugher. Hate this when my face freezes. But with the laughter curve, you know, the IQ. And it's like always that the dumb, the low IQ person, the high IQ person, they always see the truth. And it's the person in the middle. It's kind of the big moron, right? But I intellectualize too much. That's very interesting. It's like as if my big message here is not on actions, doing, you know. Kalamonta, is there a limit to how big you would want to become? Would you like to push it to like the biggest bodybuilding level if you could, or would you stop before? I mean, I'm natural, so I'm not gonna get so much bigger now. Like I believe fully that I can squeeze out some extra gains here and there, but like, you know, I'm not gonna get so much bigger, so I'm not worried about it. And you know, my priorities are bound to change at some point, so, you know, I think, you know, I'm going to improve a little bit upon what I do. That is going to be a lot about maintaining the physique and kind of changing style and approach, stuff you focus on, I think. Let's see. Sixten Andreasson, I don't understand why people on steroids who are open about it don't get arrested. Well, it's because in some places it's legal. Here in Sweden it isn't. Can you guys tell me when my face freezes up, is the audio at least okay? I hate this. I do not know why it happens, you know. But I'm gonna switch. I'm not streaming on my phone anymore, but just let me know. So because right now it bothers me if I see that I freeze and I don't know if you hear me, you know. No, but in some places, like the UK, I think steroids are legal in the UK. Definitely in some places in the States and your TRT. I know these clinics also in some places you can get other stuff from these places. So yeah, I think a lot of people that are open about it are just in places where it's legal, you know. But I also, it's kind of like, you know, even if it's a crime, is someone going to see, like a YouTuber, say that they're on gear and like cops are going to come to their home or something? I don't know, you know. Tomcat, people don't realize how huge you can actually get naturally when you eat and train right in even just 3 years. People don't want to put in the work. Yeah, but also if we're not just talking about huge, but in good shape. Like honestly, 1 year of just being serious, if you are like the average person, like, because of course we can always make up if someone would weigh 600 pounds, maybe they need more than a year, you know. But the average person that's kind of skinny fat now could in 1 year get in so insane shape compared to like the general population, you know. Okay, that's good that the audio is all right when I freeze it. I'm sorry about that, guys, but soon we're going to transfer from the phone. Actual serious setup here. Over 1 year, honestly, so much could happen. Like my 1 year transformation is great, honestly. A lot of people, they would be happy. They would be there and the destination. Ivan Vidovic, love your content, man. I have a question. Will excessive cardio with some gym help me lose fat? I'm an injured rower and I ballooned, I guess, to 140 kilos and gotta lose the weight. Thanks in advance. Will excessive cardio with some gym help me lose fat? Yeah, man, I'm glad you like the content, but honestly, what kind of question is this, you know? What do you want me to say to that? If excessive cardio with some gym will help you lose fat, I mean, it could. Doing cardio in gym can lose. It's like you have to eat right. You have to. It's like many things could lose you fat. It's like, yeah, I want to make a video about people's questions sometimes, and it's like, because I'm not like, what did you think about this question? Like, what was it you was gonna gain from this question that's gonna be so helpful for you, or what information have you provided me so that I can actually give a proper answer? That's what I'm thinking about when I'm seeing this. But of course, you can do a bunch of cardio, lose fat. You can also do no cardio and lose fat. Blin says that I won't get additional 10 kilo lean muscle naturally, like he's talking about me. Pretty much there. No need to more than 1, maybe 3 kilos, maybe, if anything. Yeah. It's just about, but I've talked about this, how it's kind of like the reverse paper roll effect. So the paper roll effect would be, you know, when you cut fat, you know how a fresh toilet paper roll, if it's completely fresh, if I just peel one layer, it will look kind of frozen, but it will look as if this paper roll is still fresh. However, when I get closer to the center, every layer that I remove is going to show more. And it's the same when you cut fats, that if you have 30 kilos on you, you lose 5 kilos, might not show at all. But when you're getting down to the last few kilos there, everything is going to show. And it's almost a little bit in reverse. When you put on muscle, when you reach like a good level, you know, muscle and leanness, then if you just put on small amounts of muscle on this, it's like you already look good. So any improvement is like, it's kind of cool how it works like that. It's like the more advanced you get, you can put on less muscle, but what you put on will make more of a difference. I call it that like it's these extra little things we squeeze out. That's what make people think you're like, oh, enhanced and stuff. You're taking it like to the next level. I've gotten comments on my forearms lately. That is where I had a little bit of extra gains to make. Definitely still have. Or like you say first, Andrew Mueller said, true about some understanding of social and other phenomena. But once you are confident in what the process is, you can live outside of the zeitgeist. I'm not sure what you said that in response to. Andrew Mueller, yeah, you're a great man. It was not an insult, you're a man of action. It was just slightly concerned with so much philosophy on yesterday's stream. Look, man, I didn't take it as an insult. It's more like, because that's one of my things almost, that I think people are being too intellectual. I guess it depends on what you mean by intellectual, of course. Because to me, it's like when people don't just think normally, but apply these intellectual ideas, you know. I mean, when people, they get away in their way because there is a bunch of ideas planted in their head, you know, that they have to look at things. They're not thinking for themselves, is what I'm saying. And that's a little bit what I call intellectual, you know. And yeah, like yesterday, man, look, man, I think a lot. Yes, I have to. I have no choice, you know. You know that yourself, right? You don't completely create your thoughts. They just appear. And for me, speaking out loud like that has always been the best way for me to just kind of rinse clean my mind, you know. And yeah, there's nothing to be worried about, man. It's like I know myself very well and how I function. And now I'm just happy that I found a way to even, because it was an exercise for me that I came up with to begin with, but I realized this could be a good thing to just share, you know. But you know, thanks. And yeah, went on. But I suppose speaking about growth is good and part of growth. It's not best to keep things inside on your mind. Yeah, look, I'm using my experiences to help others. That's always been what I do here, you know. And it's been a promise to me, to myself, that I want to, because that's been something for me, that it's very easy for me to share if something has been difficult for me afterwards, you know. While it's going on, it's not as easy. I'm not saying that's a different thing though. To me, it's kind of interesting. A lot of people tell me like, oh, I appreciate you opening up and stuff. when I don't look at it like that at all, you know. Because to me, when I open up, it has to feel difficult, you know. If it's just something I feel like doing, it's not me open. It's like my video there about the inner parent and inner child. I'm just talking about, oh, yesterday I had a little bit of a tough time. This is how I dealt with it. It's not really me opening up at all. It's just me using my experience as an example. Still though, it's like I still want to, when I notice that, oh, maybe I'm having a little struggle with something, it's as if I'm, you know, I try to be on top of it. I want to be sharing. I want to be real like that. I was very impressed by a friend. I found it impressive that he could share so much when he was going through a difficult time, you know. Especially when you know that you have people that follow you, look up to you, and there's definitely a part of you that just wants to be like, strong, like that, you know. Yeah, it takes a certain kind of strength. Ivan Vidovic, thanks for the advice. Dieting is definitely the hardest part. Yeah, the funny thing is, isn't it funny that when it comes to training and diet, with diet, it's mostly, you're just supposed to not do something. Don't eat all that crap, don't eat too much. It's a refrain from. Training is something you actively have to go do. Still, that's easier for a lot of people to do than to not just eat crap. You know, I've worked with a lot of people. It's way more common that someone, I don't worry that they're going to go to the gym. It's just about their diet, right? I was asking because I was told that cardio will is done in excess monitors make me gain appetite. I mean, it could, man, but appetite doesn't gain weight. Eating does. Do you see? It's like you weren't specific at all in your question. So, you know, a bunch of stuff can happen from stuff. You know, it's like, yeah. I mean, if done in excess, it make me gain appetite. It's also, whoever said that, it's a complete blanket statement. It doesn't have to necessarily. It could. 2 hours. Why is that a magic number when just appetite is activated? Who made that up, you know? Andrew Mueller, I'm not saying the anti-intellectual intelligence is very good. I completely agree with what you said. Don't let thoughts get in the way. So true. Yeah. No, but that's been a huge, like that. I noticed my ego. That I woke up to my ego, these thoughts, you know, this 6 years ago. And that's why I'm so big on this silent prayer that I keep sharing with you guys from Jesse Lee Peterson. It's a complete exercise in watching your thoughts, you know. So you have to be able to coexist with these thoughts without letting them take over. But to me, sometimes when I feel like, you know, they're either loud or they're not structured or something, you know, I need to spend some time with like creating order in there, right? Jay said, are you writing your new book at the moment? I think you said something that you wanted to make a book about mindset or something. Well, I want to, but I also said that I don't want to, just like my training book that I had to put off, it turned out another 3 years. And I mean put off as in not like doing, you know, not out of like laziness. Like I actually started writing it, but realized I don't feel ready yet, right? And I think that's just likely that would happen with a mindset book right now. That's something, because I'm picking up on that. And I also talked about that in the thing yesterday, that I'm noticing that people are very interested in not just what I think, but how I think. So that's something with even the video I did yesterday, I'm really trying to, like, what things is it that I do that clearly people find interesting and that works for me? So I'm trying to make them more clear and concrete for myself so that I can, you know, communicate them in a book, for instance. Let's see. Devoid 2.0, good morning. Yeah, good morning, man. Andrew Mueller, it sure can, but you can't have to be tough enough to get hungry but not eat. Some things like big fat loss are not easy. Yeah, you're talking to Ivan, who's losing the weight. Jay, having an ego equals fun. Jantelagen equals cucklord mindset. Yeah, my man Jay, I'm not sure that you understand what I mean when I say ego, though. Like you have to have an ego. It's necessary, but the ego has to be your bitch and not the other way around. You don't want to be a bitch to your ego, but an ego is something you have to have. Otherwise, well, how would that be? You either aren't like aware, you can make a distinguishment between yourself and others, or you would just lie on the floor and not care about living or dying, basically. You know, like there has to be an I that you identify with and are protective about and stuff, you know. But it has to be a healthy ego, or rather you have to have a healthy relationship to your ego. Nah, but I'm just saying, yeah. But you know, you understand that people, jantelagen, people that wouldn't like that you are like, you know, taking a lot of space, thinking that you are something, quote unquote. You understand that the people that judge you for that, those are the people with the ego, right? They have a huge ego, because, you know, how should I phrase it? It's really what that is that you're doing what they're scared to do, and so they're blaming you for this, you know, the discomfort they feel when you go against what they fear, you know. Got this, Kint. I enjoy the common sense approach. Currently at the gym now. Well, that's good, but it's the uncommon sense approach, because common sense is uncommon. Yes. That's what we have. But yeah, of course, common sense is what it's really about. Uncommon sense, I guess it's a way of thinking. It's my way of thinking. Absolutely annoying that my face freezes up. Okay, guys. So in the chat right now, most people that viewed so far, I think, like the stream if you haven't. Maybe send a super chat. I mean, send something, talk, or else I am out of here. See if I missed anything. If I painted my hair, it was funny. And Ivan, thanks for the advice again. Well, you're welcome, man. Thanks for talking in the chat. It's not just for me, of course, it's for all the people watching. I always like to remind people watching about that. There are always a few that like pull the work. Like I do the most work being here and talking, of course. But those that talk in the chat, it's not just for them. They prompt me to say things, so you have something to listen to. Singing, dancing, muscle man. Theo, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Right. Guy dropping algorithmic love all over the place. Peppers 80. Hello from Vietnam. Hello. Have you also asked, have you ever traveled? Would you like to? I've traveled quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, I've been in many places in Europe. I haven't been to Vietnam. I have been to Thailand. Have you been anywhere else in Asia? No, I don't think so. No, I've been to the States several times, you know. Where more have I been? But I have, you know, I've traveled quite a bit. I lived in Greece for 2/3 of a year. I might go back there. It's quite likely that I go in August just to visit some people. It's not decided yet. But I could see myself going back for a longer time now. But yeah, so I have traveled and I can like to travel. But I've never been a big on, though, I just must travel, you know, because I think I'm always, of course, even your location can affect how you feel. But I think I've always been more concerned about what's going on with me wherever I am, you know. Like, you know, home is not a place. It's a state of being. And Ivan Vilvish says, come to Croatia, we have good food. I've been to Croatia once, in Split. Went to Hvar, one of the islands there. And Doyd asked, Theo, what did you go to university to study? Journalism. In fact, I am a journalist. And now that's not a protected title, so you can call yourself that anyway, but I actually have the paper that says I'm a journalist. So yeah, I studied journalism. And it's kind of funny Because, you know, it was my naive attempt as an angry white guy, you know, naively thinking maybe I can make a difference from the inside. And I noticed quickly that the system is completely rotten from within, you know. But I just kept studying because I didn't know what else to do. And one of the things leading to my big life crisis that I had panic attacks, was no one cause, you know, it was many things. But one was this, that I hate this. I don't want to work as a journalist. Have I wasted these years studying this crap just because I didn't know what else to do? So yeah, I have the paper that says I'm a journalist. Joey Gonzalez asks, what do you like to do that has nothing to do with fitness? Like, I mean, it's like that I think about this now, it's not that, oh, I just like fitness, but you know, it's my way of thinking and approach to life that, because I don't even see what I do really as fitness. It's just, you know, you have to use some terms to kind of, you know, of course the training stuff, fitness, you know, but it's like it's a holistic lifestyle. So I see my approach to life, like it's all the same, you know, but you know, simple things. I like to go on walks in nature, alone or with someone else, you know, meet friends and do stuff like that. I like fitness. It's like, yeah, it's the sauna fitness. I like the sauna. I like to socialize, have a sauna with some guys. I like to just, you know, meet someone and talk, you know. But like, what do I like to do outside of fitness? It's like when you ask, if you just ask me what interests I have or something, I should maybe reset my mind. No, but honestly, I like so much what I do with my work, like similar things is what I like. Do you know that I consider, you know, I'm always working. Like when I'm talking to people in random places, I see myself where I'm always trying to, you know, work by spreading good energy, being a good example. Like what I'm all about is like improving things, whether that's me or someone else, you know, working on myself and others. That's kind of the thing, you know, the more you unplug from the matrix, the just regular little stuff that's fun to do just don't interest you anymore. It's like, you notice that I don't say that I like watching movies or TV shows or anything, because I kind of don't. I don't care about that anymore, you know. It's like even video games. I want to say that I like video games, but I can't get too excited about video games either now, because it's just too obvious to me that, well, I'm not really doing anything right now. Right? It's like, you know, I'm not a big fan of Andrew Tate. There's a clip I like, when I think it's Tristan, his brother, it's like he has gotten a good score on a Call of Duty game or something, and he's like happy about it, telling Andrew, and Andrew's like, yeah, but Tristan, it doesn't really matter, does it? And Tristan realized that, no, that's true, it's just pretend stuff on a screen, you know. And so I think that's what happens. To me, it happens a lot that I just don't care about many things. I want to do the stuff I work with, and that stuff related to that. That's what I like doing the most. That's just the case. Yeah, that's it. Peppers80 says, highly recommend visiting Vietnam. There's an upswing vibe with many people hustling for a better life. Very much agree about home being a mindset, it says too. Yeah, you know, I could see myself visiting at some point. The Void says, oh wow. And he went for criminal justice until I started working in it and realized how corrupt and backwards it is. Yeah. What are you doing now? You're working night shifts and stuff, I know. Ivan Vidovic, if you ever visit again, come to Zibenik. I'm trying to pronounce it. Best seaside city, in my opinion. Beautiful medieval architecture and beaches. I'm sure it's a great place. Oh, Jay says, I'm a freaking welder and want more scars. He's gotten cool scars on his body because of his job. You know that welder, when I was a bit lost last year and I was thinking if I should pick up some other job, it's a nice thing, guys. You understand that I doubted. I've been grinding on this stuff with the YouTube and that for years. I was at a moment where I was actually like considering if I had to go another path. And then things have gone really well with both the YouTube and coaching business, right? But point being, welding was something I thought about. I think that's a great manly job. I think physical jobs in general. I think, being rich and everything, I don't know what a welder makes. I'm sure it can be decent, but the point is that either way, to me, doing something that feels good to you. I just think men, when they work with their hands and build stuff and that, I just think a lot of men just feel good from that. They're building stuff, fixing stuff. It's a good job to me. Much better than some little cubicle sit by an office job. Like, I don't want to diss people that do that, but to me, I would much rather. It's like, my uncle, that's actually a good example. My uncle, he's plumber, all right? And he runs his own business. And sometimes I've heard him almost talk a little bit like apologetically about it as if it's nothing special, this work. But they have these perks, that I can choose a bit when I work. And blah, blah. I've had to tell him that to me, what you're doing seems great, Like you say, you pick your own hours, you can charge this and that. You can have good clients that you get along with. It's kind of nice. You just get home to people and hang out with them and fix their stuff, To me, it's not that you went to the nice status school and had a, nice, cool, big company name to brag with that you're working for, and you wear a suit to your job, and you think that this makes you good somehow, No, I'd much rather just work with my hands and people. Let's see. HTV. Yo, Theo, have you ever met a Qigong master that can do Qi emission? No, the only Qigong I done was like a little bit in Greece. Some people did it and we used it as part on some days when we did all kinds of exercise, just did little stuff. I really know very little about that. I'm glad that you're talking more again, guys. Like the stream if you haven't, and consider sending a super chat. Support the channel and talk more. Seems like I'm sticking around for at least a little bit more now. Saying that in muscle man, I listened to your post-growth hangover. Was it where you were trying to think of that had to do with the paper? Was it crumple? It could be. Could very well be. Like skrynkla ihop. Take this. I don't want to, but if you call that crumple, that was indeed the word I was looking for. Six Andreasson, as if I played chess. I actually had a little period this year. Like I played chess as a very little kid, and I haven't really played anything. And then I had a phase when I played some online chess. I got up to like an ELO rating of 1,000 or something, but then I haven't played much. I wouldn't say that I'm, I think I have talent for it with pattern recognition and stuff, but I haven't like learned enough, so I'm not super good at it now. And you know what I hate? Because I have this mindset that whatever I like and I want to be into, I feel like I gotta be the best, I hate it when I'm not. And so I get very frustrated playing chess because I'm like, I could be much better at this, because you can't dedicate as much time as you would need to like literally everything. But yeah, I like the game. I like it as a game. I played it a bit this year, but I haven't played it all that much. It's actually, we talked about watching movies and what I like to do, very randomly, watching some like chess content is one thing I can still do at times. Just, I don't know. Just people analyzing, talking about games, something satisfying about it. This always says, Theo is in a perpetual state of just do the thing. Exactly. I like that. And right as I read your name, send a super chat to 9.99. You like the 9.99 stuff. I have to duck out early. Thank you, man, for your time and wisdom. Well, thank you for all the support, man. Like, truly, you both with the super chat and comments you leave, but all the good energy from you. It's been awesome, man. Love having positive guys around. And like, just get it, perpetual state of doing the thing. Someone saying that gets it. So thanks a lot, man. Um, and I know this Nidobi and Void has gotten to know each other through me. So yeah, we're building communities here already, even when there's no official community site or something yet. Jay says that he's better than Tristan in COD. Lol. You know, so you're better at this thing we just talked about, that it doesn't mean anything. That's what you're saying. You're better at this completely meaningless thing. You know, but the thing is, I don't want to, you know, I want to diss video games sometimes, because I think there are some grown men that spend too much time on it still. They're very protective over their video games, you know. On the other hand, I do like video games. And I think at the right, I think all those things can be great in your downtime, if that's what it is. But for me personally, I just outgrown them. I think it's an incredible feeling. I never thought. It's like having had it, because I was hooked on video games. I was a video game addict as a kid, for sure. I could tell that I got more hooked than many kids. You know, when you're playing, some kids can feel like we've had enough, want to do something else. No. I play for as long as I can, you know. And it's very strange that I haven't really truly actively tried to not play video games now. It's like I kind of wish I could get a bit more into it even sometimes. Like a good example is that, and I know I've told this on streams before, but when I came home from Greece 1 year ago, I bought the latest Zelda game and asked my mom to go pick it up, just so it would be here right when I arrived, you know. And I figured Zelda, I'm a Nintendo kid, I always loved Zelda, I gotta be excited about the latest Zelda game, right? Not even a new game can make me I definitely couldn't play more than 2 hours in a row, you know. It's interesting. Because I just think, too soon I just feel like this is completely pointless, you know. The Void says he's just switching back to day shifts now. Shaking his head, working a dead-end contractor job in a refinery until I figure out what I really want to do. It's interesting. Like, I'm curious about you, man. You told me some things. Like, I don't know. I think nothing is secret, but I just don't want to say. But you know, you talked about meeting some estranged people, and I'm like, how old are you? You know, figuring out what you want to do. Well, I guess never too late. You just take some time to think about that. So I just got curious now, like what is his life position really, you know? 6 Andreasson, welding is very fun, actually. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. It's like, you know, that's one thing, when we're talking about masculinity and stuff, like I genuinely feel, you know, I embody a lot of masculine traits, and I feel confident in that way. But it's specifically with being like handy and fixing and building stuff. Like, I'm such a fucking millennial city kid. I don't know shit about stuff like that, you know. So I noticed though that I have a kind of natural talent that when I'm thrown into a situation where I have to build something, I can usually get it done. But I'm still not good at it. I have very little experience, really. Yeah. Is that something you can get into somehow? You start building more stuff somehow? Got the noggin jogging now. Ivan Vidovic, I did construction for 2 years and learned more about life than 4 years of uni. Physical jobs are underrated nowadays. Yeah, it's so funny. Everyone is living in this pretend world where it's like, no, I totally want to, like, you know, all this fakeness. All this studying and working that's just like really glorified punching in Excel documents and stuff, you know. Like, what are you really doing, you know? And you know, because it's supposed to be nice with a good pay and all that. Of course, we care about money and stuff. What I mean is, I think many physical jobs, you make more than what a lot of people think. You get so many other perks from it, you know. Yeah. And to me, like welder, it seems like a completely winning thing to do. And construction even. Jay says, some 4-year-old at my gym is 60 kg and squats like 180 kg for like 12 reps. That is very strong. 60 kg though, are you sure about that? Gamer Mom, things are going well so far with the food addiction protocol. Yes, I asked Roseanne here to, it's Roseanne, right? Or Roxanne? But I Gamer Mom here at least, asked her to report because she said she was doing the food addiction protocol. With my days adjusted for my schedule, my fast will be from Saturday after dinner to Tuesday. Just at the 18-hour mark and doing well. Good to know. Yeah, so you're doing it, but you've effectively just moved it one day from how I do it there. Yeah, I mean, it's quite soon, but I wish you luck and keep me posted. Yeah. No, it's funny, guys, because to me, I'm so used to it at this point, but really, I cannot stress enough how easy my life became with food after I mastered prolonged fasting. It's funny, that's the kind of thing with a thing like fasting, or like a modality like fasting. Many of these things, when you've done them enough, now you don't have to do them anymore. Like I fast much less now, but it's not because, you know, I don't know, I've lost the ability to do it. It's like I don't need to do it as much anymore. But having done it much at one time has given me a lot. I said Disney Dobie corrected his grammar from the super chat. He didn't mean that I am time and wisdom, but he referred to my time and wisdom. Void started off military, then did criminal justice for a while. Disheartened with both. Was a refinery operator for years, great pay, but zero life. Now soulless contract work. Trying to decide what to do. Yeah. Interesting. Is it you like bikes, you motorcycles? Jay, it means something in the COD community though. Yeah. Great. Werecat says, my job involves breaking things. Sounds like a great job. Icos here said, try Dark Souls. Is it the game gonna get me back on the video games? Void says, low lifephilia on the video games. I try to get back into it sometimes, just can't feel it anymore. No, it's very strange, because I can recall, you know, now that I know that it's dopamine, you know, the way I would feel when I know I'm about to play video games, like, you know, and now it's kind of like, if I think about playing video games now, it doesn't feel like a chore, but I'm not more excited than that. That I could go do it, you know. It doesn't feel like, this thing I have to do, but I don't feel any excitement about it whatsoever. Skål, Jesus, skål. I don't have any glass here right now. Skål is the Swedish way to say cheers, you know, give a toast. Line Faimia, we have to make that man 100k subscribers. We taught me how to fast. I mean, I guess. In August, I want to do week water fasting. Keep pushing. It's a true snake diet without being cringe. That he taught us, sorry, yeah. No, I appreciate it, man. I saw you on the Goatis video where you talked about me. I saw you tried to defend me a little bit. And I know you, I've seen you around this channel for quite some time. I appreciate that. I know you learned a lot about fasting from here. The snake diet without being cringe, I appreciate that. I mean, it's snake diet with a little bit more of a pragmatic approach and not only targeted to like very obese people, right? No, thanks for that, man. I appreciate you. Alcohol, I repair commercial refrigeration equipment in kitchens and on rooftops. It's a very challenging and interesting, high-paying job. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Refrigeration equipment in kitchens and on rooftops. You know, I like this. Everyone just started sharing what they did. I should probably do this. I should throw out. It wasn't even me who did it. I probably started because I was asked what I study, you know. But I should probably start doing that. You know, I've been thinking about doing sometimes in my videos, like have the question of the week or something, you know, stuff to think about until this stream. And Jay says that this guy that did 12 reps with 180 kilos on the squat is 60 kg, competed at elite level. Yeah. That's a strong guy. Pythias, what's your opinion on the importance of having fun in relation to being strong and secure? Can you have one without the other? It's a good thing, because we earlier talked about like what I do, what's interesting to me, or like what interest I have that's not fitness. I don't remember exactly how the question was phrased. But yeah, look, strong and secure. My whole thing is that the strong and secure stuff, you have to learn to have fun with the stuff that makes you that way, right? Like, you see what I mean? Like my training, on the one hand, like all my leg workouts, like generally legs is tough, but especially right now I'm doing some things that are really tough. I dread it, but in a sense I love it as well, you know. And a lot of what I do, my work in that, I find fun at the same time, you know. And yes, you know, while I say, because what I'm trying to convey when I say, I'm trying to not make it sound like, no, I just want to hustle. That all I care about is the grind. That's the only thing that's, yeah, you know, I don't mean it like that. I mean like genuinely that when you change and grow in certain ways, a lot of stuff that you thought was fun, you can't really see as fun anymore. And you find a lot of stuff that people would see as like work or something fun, right? But I'm still big on the fact that you need to have fun in your life. Is that a lot of people prioritize it way too much. It shouldn't be so much, now I've done this tough work, now I gotta get to have some fun too. I gotta get to go out and drink and blah, blah. Make the important stuff more fun, you know. Craft this approach to whatever you're doing so you're having fun with it. You know, gotta love what you do. It's like no one, if we were talking about bodybuilding, it's gonna be very few people that manage to build elite level of physique that didn't find a way to make the process enjoyable for them as well, you know. So, you see what I mean? I think it's important to have fun, but maybe some people would have to change their mindset about what that means. Maybe you can learn to find other things fun. Maybe you can find a way to make things you don't now see as fun, as more fun. See what I mean? But it's kind of like, it feels like there's some, because I've been thinking about this too. There's some example, there's something here related to this that I want to find. No, well, I guess, you know, that's kind of, do you know, here's a good one. People ask me so much why I use this mace that I swing, right? What's the purpose for doing that? What's the benefits from that? And the most honest answer to why I do that is, I think it's fun. It's movement that's fun. And yes, there happens to be good benefits, like purely physical benefits to my body, but that's not why I'm doing that. It's because I find it fun, okay? And it's kind of like I try to be in my videos, I think too, that, you know, I'm serious, I'm talking about serious stuff, you know, but I've always known that I can be kind of funny and entertaining, and I think I want to bring some entertainment into this, that I know we're going to have a better time if we bring some comedy and having fun into all the serious stuff, you know. So, yeah. Yeah, you made me think a lot just thinking about that. But, yeah, of course, it's very important to have fun too, but how you go about that. Ivan Vidovic asked if I have thought about making a Discord channel. So you connected late because I have one. It's just that I've been not good at remembering that. Yeah, it's not very active or anything. I would love it if you guys made it more active, you know. I'm gonna have to make someone a moderator or something at some point. But I'm gonna post you a link here. There you go. The Void says, yeah, Theo, to be honest, I think I'm supposed to feel some kind of shame at my age, but I don't, no secret. I feel pretty dead inside. I'm here on the planet, have a family, so I want to better myself for their sake. That's, well, dead inside. And why is that? It's funny, and you see people posting in the Discord immediately. Like exactly what I see you talk about immediately, that's what I'm thinking that Discord is for, and that's why I want another separate community for other stuff. No, but man, I think I'm getting to know you, the Void, as you're becoming more alive. And it's the fucking thing with Discord. I've always felt like that app is just difficult to have in the background. It will tell you that it's there all the time. And when it's interesting, I think a lot of people that found this channel, I am very proud and happy about that, but I feel like I've made stuff. I made people go in a certain direction in their life. I was the trigger, Know quite a few people like this lately. And Jay says, I just don't get it. Is that Goat this guy for real with the stuff he's saying, or he's just a troll? I mean, he is real. It's not troll, like in that way, at least. However, I mean, there's a guy with an ego, right? I think maybe he thinks those things, but the way I see it is like, deep down, I don't think he thinks those things. Maybe he thinks he does, right now. So you see what I mean? It's not a troll as in he's like very consciously pulling a prank on us. Absolutely not. I don't think so. Jay can't wait for chest day tomorrow. No, it's muscle up day for me right now on Mondays. That's going to be fun too. But it's difficult for me for sure. Do some dips, so there's some chest on there too. And yeah, guys, I like to stream. If you haven't, maybe send a super chat. See here, I keep working on the stuff in the chat, but I'll go if you stop talking. Where were we? Alco says, not many people know how to fix commercial freezers and stuff like that. Unlimited hours, a company van, and desperate employers who are desperate to keep you happy so you don't leave. Yeah, I feel like that's probably a good idea. With some of these physical jobs, find something that almost no one does, and probably you're going to be in a good position. Federico Taroni, I do pull-ups, push-ups. Just by the ups were like made into caps, like UPS. I do pull-ups, push-ups. I pull UPS and push UPS, dips, inverted rows, wall handstand push-up. Sadly, I'm also fat because of psychiatric medications. I try to become more disciplined and everything, but I end up feeling weak, inept. I want to push this self-improvement journey, but sometimes I get negative and lose hope, mainly because the female psychiatrist doesn't want me to stop medications. She threatened to force me into a ward. Why? I'm not getting it. You seem like a normal enough dude. Why are they giving you these medications? Why is she forcing you to do that? Female psychiatrist. No, I'm just kidding. There are some things I would say that I generally would want a man for. But, the right kind. But yeah, female or not, this psychiatrist that is threatening you to put you in a ward if you stop medication or something. That doesn't sound good at all. But that was a good program you described. Clearly understand what you should be doing with calisthenics. But man, you don't have to listen to this psychiatrist, right? What's up with you? Can she put you in a ward just like that? Jay said that mace workout looks manly as fuck. Yeah, it's I love it, Such a great movement. It's fun. I love so much that, I love my gym training, pushing numbers, getting stronger than that, seeing the improvement that way. But what's so cool about this, it's just about gaining more and more control over the movement. And you can unlock so many little layers of control and understanding of the movement. I love it. I love just focusing on controlling that mace. Great. That's why I don't understand how some people don't understand how good mindfulness activities training can actually be. Just if you're like you have a cluttered mind thinking a bunch of bullshit stuff in the past or future, but not even doesn't even have to be intense. But what I'm saying is that going out and focusing on something like that, it brings you right into the present moment, into your body, Pythias, I understand, thanks. I personally think having fun is super important for becoming stronger, vice versa. Strength and joy are deeply connected, in my opinion. Having one supports the other. Oh yeah, completely agree. And I feel like that's, I haven't watched all that much anime and stuff, but I feel like sometimes when all these characters that just want to be the strongest, there's going to be moments when they're having fun, I've seen, too. So I agree with that. It's like you're going to be... I have many gym clips when you can see myself laughing during because I'm making some little mistake or something, almost dropped the weight or something. It's like ha, and then right back to beasting it. Being a beast is fun. And funny, Peppers 80 asked Federico if he can get a male psychiatrist. I said, Federico says she thinks I'm bipolar. Well, I'm probably bipolar. But what does that matter? She can put you in a ward because you're bipolar. What's up with this, man? Tomcat asks, if I work on myself, more women will come easier. This is, again, bro, one of these questions like, what answer is it you're looking for there, What are you actually saying, and what is it you think that I should say to that? So you do some kind of general work on yourself, and more will women come easier. I'm not understanding it, Like if you become better, it should be more attractive to women too, right? But it's such a general thing. Yeah. Learn to ask questions, guys. Theo have a squat, bench and deadlift contest against Goatis. When you win, he owes you 30% of his money for the next 20 years. Don't need to have anything like that. Like, we don't have... Having that contest would be a joke, of course. No, I mean, it has occurred to me if I should do some populism, do more videos on this guy, because clearly it brings attention like crazy, But that's kind of my thing. When we spoke about having fun and stuff, it's like being involved in like drama and trolley stuff. I think I can dabble in that, but I don't want to be the main thing like that. I was thinking about doing like an actual, it was a very nice response I did, a more like serious response. And I have been thinking too, if there would be any point to actually having a conversation with this guy, but it would have to be live, because I could totally see me like speaking to one of a guy like this. He is recording it and supposed to upload. I completely own him, and then he doesn't upload it. Having a live I would have fun with that. Void, I appreciate that you to say, as you're coming alive. That's how I feel lately, to be honest, that I'm becoming alive again, out from that dark spot I mentioned, so not dead inside so much now, but I had been, yes, coming alive, not quite alive yet, yeah. yeah, it's an awakening process, You've been asleep for a long time, it's gonna take some time to wake up, all that stuff, right? No, but that kind of, when I was being overly dramatic at some point, I remember some years ago when someone asked how old I am, I was like, I've been alive for 20, or as I said, I'm 27 years old, but I've really only been alive for 3 years, so however long it was then, But yeah. Well, what is that saying, Most men die at 30, but they're not buried until they're 80 or something like that, see that there's a tense discussion about Trump and stuff on the Discord immediately. But he said, you know, there's some kind of law that says that like any organization or like company or organization if that is not explicitly right-wing will always become left-wing, you know. I feel sometimes about these online spaces with anonymous that it's the opposite. It's like, that is gonna be talk. It's gonna be politically incorrect talk or whatever, you know. Federico says that it seems like she legally can. Well, I would look into that. And yeah, my coaching would probably be much better, yes. But if you're broke, it's not gonna be so good. But yeah, like you should confirm first. Like, can you lie to her about taking the medication otherwise, you know, if you don't want to take it? Danny as favoritsill, my favorite herring. The regular pickled herring has always been my favorite. That's the one I crave the most. I can eat most of them. Jay says that anime and gym goes hand in hand. Yeah, I noticed that I like listening to some music that, I don't know what anime music is. It's like people that do this like hard style kind of stuff and they put some lines from an anime on it. I notice I often like those tracks. Yeah, Sunday Badger says that just listen to implements the advice I put out for free, but stop listening to that female psychiatrist. Yeah, well, my book, though, is not what... Federico is doing well with his training, I think. I think my book is not what he needs, mainly. Like, you know, it could be useful for your training, of course, but in your current position, it doesn't seem that it's the book that you need the most. Like, not for your particular issue there. La 3. Coach Theo, thanks for the videos and the great work. I really appreciate it. I'm very skinny. I took your advice and switched from a bro split to a full split. I was wondering if you have other tips for me. Yeah, I mean, you're skinny and you took my advice and switched from a bro split to a full split. I mean, full body? No, I mean, compound exercises, focus on those mainly. And probably if you're skinny, you're probably gonna eat a lot. You want to see your numbers in the gym go up and your body weight, basically, you know. Like often for skinny guys that describe themselves that way, often you have to see the diet as almost a little bit like training, that the food just has to get in, you know. It's been quite interesting because I've worked so much mainly with overweight people before, and now I get a lot more people on both ends of the spectrum. And yeah, it's interesting. But if you want more specific advice, you got to be a little bit more specific. If I have other tips for you, you know. Federico, I wish I could. I'm just scared she takes some legal actions and forcing me into medications. Yeah, and someone points out that you're operating from a place of fear, as you never want to do that, of course. But yeah, man, I would really look into if she actually can do this. You're bipolar, and she, like, what's this woman's problem? It doesn't sound like she's trying to help you. Yeah, Sunny Badger says there are many bad psychiatrists or therapists out there. They just want you coming back and taking drugs, etc. Most mental issues can be fixed, overcome without medications. You know that that's so unfair that it works like that. It's like, you know, that, for instance, me as a personal trainer in like a commercial gym, I would never be the one that's doing best money-wise, because I'm trying to actually teach my clients stuff so that they can train on their own. Because that's what I want. I only want someone to keep working with me at a certain point because they see it as a sort of luxury, that it makes them perform even better. But I don't want anyone to need me at a point. But of course, a lot of personal trainers, what they do is they suck much more at everything they do than I do. Then they just confuse the person a lot. What they tell them they're doing is often bullshit. It's made up. It's not true. You know, and they make this person feel like they're dependent on this trainer, right? And it's so disgusting how many times it works like that, that being good at your job is not really rewarded many times, but doing a poor job and trying to hold on to the person, client or patient or whatever, you know, That's, yeah, it's just sad. Jay says that even C-Bomb likes anime. That Naruto is his favorite. Yeah. Eric Kentroller, hey, I just subscribed today. Hey Eric, welcome. Peppers 80, haven't seen the sun for 3 weeks? Must need SSRIs. What did that come from? About having not seen the sun? Oh, just a top chat? Did I miss something? Like if there's some message I ignored, I didn't really. It switches to this top chat instead of the live chat. Who hadn't seen the sun for 3 years? Oh yeah, here. Yeah, so many just prescribe SSRIs instead of making people change their lifestyle. You eat like shit and feel bad, must be depression. Here's some drugs. It's like, so should I change my lifestyle? No, not at all. Here's a pill. You know. Okay, so now I see. It was in that context you said it. Like, oh, you haven't seen the sun for 3 weeks. Clearly you need SSRIs. Yeah. Yeah, and of course it's the same thing with this TRT bullshit, you know. Like everyone, and I waited for the person that disagreed with me on the TRT to come up and tell me that they had tried absolutely everything lifestyle related before they went on TRT. No one said that. They just said that theirs was low and that they felt better, you know, when they got it. It's like, yeah, of course. But yeah. It's just like people, they didn't try themselves, the lifestyle stuff, and then they treat someone like me that has high testosterone as if I was just lucky. It's not an effect, of course, of anything I do, it's just luck. Yeah, but it's kind of the same, where you go, oh, low testosterone, you don't exercise, you sleep 5 hours every night, you drink a bunch of beer, you eat processed food, oh, here's some TRT for you. Joey Gonzalez says that all men die, but some never live. Yeah. Sleep 3 hours a night? This is alright, yeah. Federico, Theo, what do you think about free weight training compounds versus calisthenic basic I mentioned before? So people, you know, I love weighted calisthenics. I love calisthenics, I love weights, and I don't have to pick. So, you know, what I think about them, it's like, you know, just like that. I mean, like my thing is still like, because you didn't ask it in that way, but some people have asked me which one I prefer or something. And I don't really prefer either. Like, I like both. It's like, yeah, I like them a lot, both. Like when I don't understand why I have to compare them even, if you see what I mean. Because like, the different pros and cons. Like with the weights, you know, you have more options. It's easier to find variations of or like target stuff. But I like the opposite with the calisthenics, that you kind of have to be mindful, or very mindful about your approach sometimes. You have to actively put yourself into weaker positions or perform the exercise in a not the strongest way, and that, you know. But like, yeah, I love them both. I think they're both great. That's it. Pythias, how should I proceed when my doc recommends HRT? I'm only 24 but don't want to take steroids. On the other hand, it takes me a week to recover from a workout. I honestly can't decide what to do here. So now the TRT subject came up. Well, have you tried everything lifestyle related? What's your diet like? You know, do you go outside and get sunlight? Do you sleep well? Do you sleep around 8 hours from before midnight? You know, have you done these things consistently for a long amount of time? That's my question always before. And then of course, look, I mean, I always mention the 4 major ones that to me are lift weights, eat a good diet, get sun exposure and time outside, and sleep well. These are the major ones. But But of course, limiting everything, every synthetic little, you can think about your clothing stuff, you know, fabrics, like as pure and healthy of a lifestyle as possible is the answer, right? So I would try all these lifestyle improvements for a longer amount of time. And look, the last thing could be there are some natural supplements that maybe can increase the testosterone a little bit, you know, boron, but you have these, it's the, what is it called? I never tried it, but the tomcat ali, there are some other like roots and like plant supplements like that. That would be last like extra little resort. But the lifestyle related stuff, man, that's where it's all about first. Avoid. Not giving any kind of advice here, but my personal experience is the army had me on a couple psychotropics for years and gave me a diagnosis. One of the best but hardest things I did was get off of all of it and stop believing the diagnosis they labeled me with. I'm still a mess, but I'm getting better and not the scared zombie I was under them. Yeah. But that's the thing, though, that you, sometimes you might be a certain way, but it's not something that has been like corrected with medications, you know. Right? I talked about it. I talked to someone today about it, actually, that, you know, take 14-year-old Theo, intelligent, always had an easy time in school, suddenly he doesn't, you know. And it's like treating it as if it's a problem that, oh, Theo can't focus on these lessons, you know, as if it's something that's wrong with me. But it's just like, no, I could see already as a kid that this is a complete waste of time, all of this. Why are we doing this? I can't listen to this boring ass shit that won't help me whatsoever in my life. Why should I do that, you know? And then it says, oh, you need medication. It's like, no. I was too smart to realize that, like, because you don't truly know that as a kid. Like, you understand, that was just a feeling I had. I couldn't validate it now. But now, if Theo today showed up to Theo, then it'd be like, yeah, you're right, bro. It's all bullshit. Like, after you know, 15, don't even go to high school. You start working. That's what I would have told myself. Eric Controller. I just got done with my second 3-day fast this summer. What are your thoughts on semi-long-term fasting and its impact on muscle growth? None, really. Semi-long-term fasting and its impact on muscle growth. I'm not exactly know what you're asking even. Like, my thing is that if you want to put on muscle, probably shouldn't be fasting so much, you know. Leave the fast, like, always when you're fasting, putting on muscle is never what you're mainly doing, right? And I always say that the less advanced, the less trained individual, it might be a different story for them. But if you want to be doing fasting on some kind of regular basis and focus on putting on muscle, you should leave at the very least 2 weeks between the fasts, in my opinion. Probably more. But yeah, I'm not even sure exactly what you're asking. That's Yuk on 94. As a beginner, is it a good idea to not work out 2 days in a row? Thanks. It depends on what program you follow. It's like, look, for most my more beginner type clients, I usually have them work out 3 times per week when we start. And obviously, if it's 3 times per week, why would I ever put them 2 days in a row? It's like, obviously, it's the most typical thing is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? So, you know, but it's not that you couldn't. It's just like, if you are a beginner, probably you don't have to go so often to the gym that you even end up going 2 days in a row, if you see what I mean. But it's not that you can't. That's Werecat says, things I like, and a colon, and then geese, etc. So you're just stating that stuff you like are like those kinds of birds, stuff like that, etc. Is that what you're saying? Void. Lol, that's exactly what they do. Here, drugs, all better now. Like WTF. Yeah. La 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 3. Coach Theo, thanks for the answer. You asked for more details. I was thinking which foods help the most in bulking. The exercises that work well for skinny people, although I know this might be unscientific. Unscientific, it's like the exercises that work for skinny people are the ones that work for everyone. It's like there's nothing magic about you, you know. Big compound exercises are gonna work the best for you. And like foods to eat for bulking, it's like the main thing is that you have to eat a lot of food, right? So, you know, white rice can be your friend because it's carbs that's easily, you can eat a lot of, and it's not going to cause you gut issues. And then just adding a bunch of fat to your cooking. Cooking with a lot of fat, choosing fattier, you know, cuts of meat, stuff like that. But I have a video on bulking that probably helps you. But it's like no exercises work better for skinnier people. If we're talking about like taller and shorter people, there might be a little bit of, you know, a tall person, a squat with a barbell is often trickier for a taller person than a shorter person. But skinny or not, it doesn't matter. Compound exercises though, get stronger, increase your numbers on compound exercises, eat a lot. That's all you gotta do now. Yeah, mention compound exercise and try to do more of those, exactly. See, search this channel for bulk or bulking. It's kind of annoying sometimes when some videos just show up when you put, but one of those and you're gonna find the video with my like, because what's in that video is what I think mainly you should focus on. Peppers 80 says that there's no money in making people change their life, rather send a bill for drugs. The funny thing is that there is money for that too, right? Like for someone like me. But of course, you don't keep them as a patient forever. And when you're greedy, you're not actually trying to, you know, get paid to provide something and then say goodbye, you're good now. You want them to come back. You know, you guys that are telling this guy to eat high protein, it's not always the solution for the skinny people, you know. It's eating high amount of food mainly. Calorie surplus is protein sparing anyway, and we don't have to max the protein just to make some gains. So, you know, I'm just saying, often for skinny people, it's you need to focus more on eating more as a whole than specifically protein, is my point. Yeah, check out Theo's food video, do that. Oh, PJ. Is it my PJ, my guy, that I'm gonna talk to tomorrow, or is it another PJ? I'm trying to see the picture, I can't quite see actually. But yes, have you ever had issues with getting consistent sleep? If so, was there anything that really helped? I just saw something beneath that I just think is very stupid, but I hope it's a joke. But you ask if you know, I have had issues with that. The reason I'm so very serious about sleep now is because I've always had problems with it. But the things that really help the most are like being consistent about it, you know, like being sick, go to bed on time, you know, and to have spent energy in the day helps, of course. Getting morning sunlight helps. It's funny, a good night's sleep start right in the morning, but if you can get the red morning sun, set your circadian clock, you know. But, you know, trying to keep the room dark and cool will help. Trying to not do anything too stimulating, like the last hour before bed, you know, like maybe not even be on your phone. Have blue light blockers if you do. You can find something else to do, like read or something, you know. But it's like you have to be very serious about sleep, not think that there's a quick fix. It's behavioral so much. That's what I notice now. I can still have problems with sleep. I can be like, just wound up sometimes from just having a really good day. I'm just like, But if I'm serious about the thing and stuff, I'm probably just gonna fall asleep a bit slower. But I find that even someone like me that has had problems with sleep even since like a little kid, when I'm very serious about it, with all these behavioral things, like good habits around my sleep schedule, right? And also the fact that I've just started enjoying so much having good sleep and waking up, never needing a wake-up alarm, just waking up, that makes me motivated to want to keep prioritizing, you know. But being very, very serious about going to bed early and how you go about that, you know. That is really it right now. I'm looking to end the stream soon, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get through some things here at the end. Peppers 80 says, but if caloric surplus, then skinny people will gain weight. No, yes, absolutely. We want the skinny person to gain weight. I'm just saying that for people that are skinny and have a hard time gaining weight, the issue is not that they're not eating enough protein. It's that they're not eating enough. And protein is the more satiating macronutrient and the one you burn a bit more from eating, you know. So I'm just saying, sometimes for hard gainers, it's not specifically focusing on higher protein, but just higher food that's helping more. But Albert Wesker here said that, guys, if you're young and feeling unmotivated, then remember you can get rich sugar mummies if you get ripped. It's like, I don't want anyone to think that that's something I would ever advise anyone to do, you know. Don't be a whore. It's not okay just because you're a man, you know. Doid says, Theo all, and this emoji, one of my favorites. Today is a rest day, so I'm going to do a physical construction project I have going on. Good day. Oh, and my sleep sucks. The only thing that's worked for me is backward planning to ensure I get 8 full hours. But he's working night shifts, this guy, just, you know. That's why his sleep is messed up too. Reptile Scallion. What do you think of physiques of fitness influencers like David Lade, Jeff Seid, Alex Eubanks, who aim for aesthetic proportions instead of trying to get as big as possible? I feel like Jeff Seid is a whole lot bigger than those other two guys. What do I think of it? I mean, I don't think so much. I'm very not interested in those guys at all. Finishing dinner earlier helps me sleep a bit. Yeah, that's one other thing, you know. All those little things. Yeah, don't eat too close to bed. That's another one. Peppers 80, I see. Thanks for clarifying. Albert Wesker says that David Lade injured his back permanently. Well, you don't know that it's permanent, though. They tell us these things a lot, you know. That's another video I want to, you know, I want to, because that's one thing I want some people to understand. That you can't break the physical laws of the universe. Like, if I just believe enough that I can fly now, I won't be able to do it. But there are so many things that we can do with the power of our mind, you know. Like, you know, how many stories have you not heard about someone that's told that he'll never walk again, but they managed to, right? And it's kind of like, because I think, like, I'm saying this because you can't completely break the laws of physics, but I'm saying that many, many times with pure willpower and persistence, perseverance, you know, you can sort of bend the rules a little bit. But yeah, guys, we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you for today. Have a stream next Sunday. But these streams, guys, I need to see more activity on them, because now I'm starting to feel like they're not worth it so much anymore. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna have it next Sunday, but I'm just telling you guys, you gotta show some love here if you want more of these streams. But thanks for today. Thanks to Disney Dolby again, the only super chat of the stream. Much appreciated, my man. And yeah, thank you guys. Bye Reptile Scallion. Bye Federico. Bye Pat. Bye Peppers 80. Yeah, Peppers 80. You know, if you want them, gotta show some love here. That's what I'm telling you guys. Don't be entitled little brats, my guys. What is that word? Reciprocal, right? Why I love the stream. Yeah. No, guys, I love the streams too, but I need more action on them. I need to feel that there's more going on. That's what I'm saying. So that's to you guys watching afterwards, by the way, too. comment more, and all that stuff. Okay? But now I end it. I'll see you later, guys. Peace.